Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and I wanted to share the best luck that I've had so far in Star Rail. So, just a little background, I've not done any pulls on this banner yet. The last time I pulled, it was like the time I got Blade, and then just immediately after, you can see that it's a 5-star. I got that little achievement telling me that it's a character I didn't have before, and then I saw the Nihility, and as soon as I saw the Nihility, I knew it was Kafka, just because if I'd lost the 50-50, as far as I know, Welt is the only character that's Nihility from the standard banner, and I already have him, therefore I couldn't have gotten that achievement, so I was pretty happy to see that, because I wasn't going to keep going necessarily. Like, if I lost the 50-50, I just would have stopped, because I don't want to risk the guarantee. But now there's really nothing to risk. I do want to keep going a little bit, and there are two reasons for that. The first reason is that I would love to get duplicates of Sampo and Serval, because I've already got them not completely raised, but more raised than not. I use them in a lot of different team setups for different content. Serval, prior to pulling Kafka, is really the only... Actually, yeah, literally only... Oh, no, I did get Arlen from the Blade banner, but I haven't touched him at all. But the only character I'm planning on raising, besides Kafka, is Serval for Thunder. And then for Wind, Sampo is my main break unit. So in situations where there's a boss or a significant amount of enemies that are weak against Wind, I'll usually run Blade and Sampo together. And then Blade's there to do damage, and then Sampo is there to also do damage, but break the toughness meter, enabling Blade to get that extra 10%. So more duplicates of him are very, very welcome. I also really like him as a character. I didn't necessarily think that I would, and I didn't like him that much at first. But after completing the Belobog storyline, and then also going through the simulated universe and learning more and more about the Masked Fools, like that definitely started to increase my enjoyment of Sampo as a character, and I hope that they do more fun stuff with him in the future. And, you know, Serval is also a really cool character, just very, very handy to have. She's just been kind of my only option for Thunder, but given that her multiple abilities to inflict shock and the fact that one of her duplicates adds inflicting shock to her ult, makes her really, really good to run with Kafka. So I just think that the quality of this banner is really good, and that, at least for me, there really isn't a bad case scenario every time I pull a 4-star. And then just to add on top of that, I've had pretty good luck getting them, because in the worst case scenario, you'll only get one every other 10 pull, which, you know, it's definitely better than nothing, but the more the merrier when it comes to these duplicates. So insofar as how far do I want to go, because I do want to stop eventually, right? Ideally I don't want to pull another 5-star. I mean, if it happens super early, it happens. And of course, if it's a Kafka dupe, that's cool. If it's a 50-50 loss, then that's an immediate end to the banner. And that means if it happens before I get Luca, that means no Luca, which is very, very unfortunate. But I was willing to do about 7 in total. That's about my comfort zone. Now, I do want to say that if it's a situation where you don't like the 5-star at all, or if the idea of potentially pulling them is in any way detrimental to you in terms of gem expenditure, or in terms of just not wanting the character, then I recommend not doing what I'm doing. Like, I've accepted that there's a remote possibility I could pull another Kafka dupe and thus kind of invalidate the, quote, building pity that I've been doing thus far. But I'm okay with that. An E1 Kafka would not be the end of the world for me. But I did want to stop after 7, because given that the odds tend to go up a little bit as you get between 70 and 80, I just wanted to call that good. And I will say that this story does have a happy ending, in the sense that Luca finally showed up here at the end. Sadly, I don't get any duplicates of him, which he's got some good ones, but that's okay. You know, 4 stars will always come back on a different banner. This kind of game is really, in some ways, similar to Tagatame, more of a marathon than a sprint. So there's just in the long run, I will get more duplicates of him, and there's no need to rush. So that's the end of the banner. I will save the rest of my resources for Dan Heng and Bybiter Lune. And then we'll close out the video just showcasing there's the units in battle. There's been a significant time lapse between recording that banner footage and this current footage. This is after I very, very recently made the jump to Equilibrium level 5. I spent so long preparing for it that as soon as I unlocked 5, I immediately already qualified for 6. But I'm not going to do that yet just because I'm so drained. Credits, XP books, trace materials, just everything. If it exists, I need it. But yes, that is about all I've got to say about Star Rail. I'm definitely in pretty high spirits given that that went almost as good as it possibly could have. So I probably won't check in again until after Unbibiter Lune comes out. But if you're summoning for Kafka, I wish you good luck, and I'll see you all next time.